Alright guys, we are live for my WWE Raw review for the 4th of December 2017 guys. The WWE shakeup everybody, and this was supposed to be the big so-called draft. What the fuck was that? Like, I just thought it was so goofy. Why the hell did they do it this way? Like, tomorrow the SmackDown, the Raw guys going over to SmackDown. He's just so goofy to me. Like, why are they doing it that way? But anyway, before I want to talk about it, I want to talk about this whole JBL Maranello thing because I didn't talk about it this weekend. So I want to talk about it real quick now. So apparently this past weekend is apparently it's got mainstream attention that JBL bullying has got to Twitter, and people saying that hashtag find JBL. In my opinion, from the stories that I've heard from JBL, I think that JBL should have been fired a long time ago. But he's a Vince McMahon guy, and he's not going to get fired because Vince McMahon loves him, and that is just a fact it is. I mean, I've heard stories that he kicked the Miz out of the locker room once. He bullied Justin Roberts. He's got a new book out, which is called Best Seat in the House. I want to really check out that book because he has a really interesting story in there. And then also this story with Mauro Ranallo. So apparently, so the backstory was that Mauro had this award of Best Announcer of the Year, and he was talking about it on his Twitter. And then JBL was like burying him on the Bring It to the Table on the WWE Network. Also, Mauro Ranallo does suffer from bipolar, so that did kind of trigger him off. And then they said something like, "Oh, make it to SmackDown Live because he was sick or it was in the snow." And obviously JBL says, "Oh well, everybody else on SmackDown Live made it to the show," and then he did that old tweet and delete, and then after that, that's how he kind of really spiraled out of control. And it looks like on Marl's bio for Twitter, he has no mention of WWE anymore. It's just basically MMA and other things. He isn't talking about anything like concerning WWE anymore. So is that now Mauro done with WWE? I know his contract is up with WWE in the next couple of months. I think it's actually August. His contract's up with WWE, so that's going to be a big loss for the WWE. In my opinion, I just think that it's just going to be a bit goofy to me that they're going to lose a great announcer in Mauro and just keep JBL. I just don't know why they do that. In my opinion, it's just what it is. I just want to take up the chat right now, guys. No, nobody's chatting right now on the chat. Let's go back to the Hangout. There you go. Put it there so I can actually see this thing. Just kind of a bit of a goofy thing there because I'm just kind of checking both things, the chat and doing the raw review. So anyway, that's just my whole thing. I just think it's, in my opinion, I think once Triple H gets in control, I don't think that JBL would have a job in WWE. I don't know if JBL and Triple H are close. I don't know. But anyway, that's my whole thing on that. So anyway, on to the Raw review. So basically, Raw opens up with basically, how did Raw start this week? Oh my God, I forgot. It was so boring. Oh yeah, that was it. Miz and Maurice come out as John Cena and Nikki Bella, and basically they mock Nikki and John, and then Dean Ambrose comes out. And Dean says that he's part of Raw with Miz and Maurice. I was kind of predicting that Miz and Maurice would go to Raw, in my opinion, but I didn't think Dean Ambrose would go over there. I just think that him over there, I think they're only going to do it for one reason only, and that's to be heel at some point, which I know that they're going to do. They've been teasing it ever since like Survivor Series that they're going to do like this Shield reunion, and at some point they're going to do that. Anyway, Dean Ambrose attacks the Miz, so I don't know if we're going to have another Miz and Dean Ambrose feud. In my opinion, I don't care for Dean Ambrose. In my opinion, Dean Ambrose's character has gone really stale, and I think the Miz deserves a lot better than Dean Ambrose. That's just my opinion. So I don't know where Miz and Ambrose are going to go on. One thing I pitched when I pitched with one of my friends online tonight, I said that what about a Dean Ambrose and a Drifter? So that is like Elijah Sampson made his Raw debut tonight. He was kind of like in the crowd, in the women's match, and he was near the commentator table. So maybe it looks like he's going to be involved, maybe in the mid card. I don't see the guy main event scene because he's just a mid card at best. But in my opinion, Elijah Simpson is like, I mean, he gets like nuclear heat. Like he's the guy who was fucking getting nuclear heat, like go away heat on NXT. You think Roman Reigns is bad with his heat? Well, look at Elijah Simpson on NXT when he was down there. He was getting nuclear heat. The Drifter is awesome. I love the Drifter. But anyway, we have we had Nia Jax versus Charlotte. The match was filler. Nia Jax goes over, and it looks like to me that Charlotte is going over to SmackDown Live tomorrow, and I think that it's a good move for SmackDown. They really need, after Mickey James and what's have gone over to Raw tonight, they really need some more established women over there. They need a big established woman wrestler from Raw to go to SmackDown because they've lost two big names tonight. SmackDown Live they've lost a lot of big names tonight, but in my opinion, they really need to gain a lot of big stars tomorrow. SmackDown, they need to get guys like, I don't know, Seth Rollins or Braun Strowman or Roman Reigns or somebody big tomorrow, because SmackDown Live have really been affected by Raw's picks tonight. I mean, they've got a lot of big dogs. They've got rid of The Miz, Raw, lots of Blitz, Mickey James. They've all really gone over to Raw, and they've been the big parts of SmackDown Live for the last couple months. And I was worried that Raw was gonna get AJ Styles tonight, because they got AJ Styles, and that was it. They are done, killing SmackDown. But yeah, there's no comments so far. Um, SmackDown really needs to get some big names up there, because John Cena's on a move. You got Nakamura, he's still there, which is good, and glad they didn't take Nakamura off SmackDown. Yeah. After that, we had Nia Jax go over. We saw the Drifter in the crowd. After that, we had a tag team match. It was the Hardys and Cesaro and Sheamus versus the Club. The babyfaces go over, and it looks like that. Obviously, at Payback, it's going to be Cesaro and Sheamus versus the Hardys. Rollins promo where Seth Rollins says, "Well, after my actions, what I did to Stephanie at WrestleMania, I don't know if I'm going to be on SmackDown or Raw anymore." Kurt Angle said, "No, you're on Raw," and then basically Samoa Joe and Seth Rollins have a brawl, so that leads up to the Payback match. And then you have Sami Zayn versus The Miz. That was set up earlier by Kurt Angle. It was a good match. Sami Zayn gets the win here. I thought it was a good result here, and I thought I was going to probably put Sami Zayn on SmackDown, which I think they're still going to do anyway. But in my opinion, it was a good match, and I don't know what The Miz is going to do on Raw. Hopefully, he's in a big profile feud with somebody. I'm excited to see what happens with The Miz. After that, we had what else do we have after that? Oh yeah, we had a backstage segment with Dana Brooke and Emeralina. And can I say that Dana Brooke's mic skills are so terrible? Like, I just don't want to ever hear Dana Brooke talk ever again. Please send Dana back to NXT. Hashtag Dana to NXT. She's just so terrible and energy to me. After that, we had, what else do we have after that? We had oh yeah, then we had KO cutting a promo saying that Dean Ambrose better watch his back and whatever that's up for the main event tonight, champion versus champion. Then we have Braun Strowman. This is my favorite part of Raw. Braun Strowman and Roman Reigns. So Roman Reigns was conducting an interview with Michael Cole, talking about how he respects the Undertaker and how he retired him or whatever. And then Braun Strowman picks up Roman Reigns and throws him against the wall. He actually he put him on the stretcher, and then he flips up the stretcher. Roman flips on his back, which I thought was fucking awesome, killing Roman Reigns. And then the most awesome thing was coming, where Braun Strowman lifting up the ambulance, and he was like, "Ugh." And then the ambulance, I didn't think he was going to lift that thing, and then he lifted it, went onto its side. I thought that was a pretty awesome thing. And then he had another vehicle next to the ambulance, and I thought, is Braun Strowman going to knock over that? But he didn't knock it over. But like I said, Braun Strowman and Roman Reigns, I don't know if these two guys are going to go to Raw, not to Raw, to SmackDown tomorrow night. I don't know, but like I said, SmackDown needs bigger names. But yeah, I'm excited to see what happens there between Braun Strowman and Roman Reigns. Then after that we had what was it? Oh yeah, then we get the main event: Dean Ambrose versus KO. We get the women's segment, another women's segment. We get Bailey, Sasha, Alexa Bliss, Nia Jax, and Mickey James, and they're basically talking about how they want to take the title off. And in my opinion, I know a lot of people say, "Oh, why are we gonna have a triple threat match between Bailey, my girl Alexa Bliss, she is on Raw now, and Mickey James." I'm like, guys, like they're just waiting for SummerSlam, and then they're gonna have that big main event between Sasha Banks and Bailey. Trust me, that is your SummerSlam main event. It's gonna be Bailey versus Sasha Banks. Don't worry, guys. We're still gonna have that for SummerSlam. But at the minute, they're just slowly that Sasha Banks heel turn, and we could see it in that last episode of Monday Night Raw when you had Sasha was like, you know what, Bailey. I came up short at WrestleMania, but you know what? I want to be next in line for that women's championship, but you got cut off by Alexa Bliss. So in my opinion, that is going to be your SummerSlam main event. That's what I want it to be. Sasha Banks versus Bailey. Heel Sasha Banks on NXT in 2015 was fucking awesome, man. Like, go back and watch Sasha Banks as a heel in NXT. She was fucking awesome, man. And yeah, I just love Sasha as a heel. Like her as a face, I mean, it was really just a gamble. I don't think that her as a face, she doesn't really fit like her as a clean babyface. That is not Sasha Banks. Sasha Banks is just like this bitchy heel kind of character that I like, and in my opinion, that's the Sasha Banks I like. I don't like the her as a face. Her as a face doesn't really go for me. I just cannot get behind her as a face. I just seen her work on NXT and like how much heel heat she gets down there, and then now she's a face, and I'm just like, really, I don't really care for it, but whatever. A good main event of Bailey versus Sasha. You know, I think that if they give those women a main event match at SummerSlam, it might not happen, but if it does, I think that's gonna be kick ass. After that, we had the main event: KO versus Dean Ambrose. It was a solid match. Um, Dean Ambrose gets the win here. It looks like KO is going to SmackDown, which is a good thing actually, because I don't want to see ever again a KO versus Sami Zayn feud ever again. I don't want to see a match or them feuding again, because I am tired of seeing Sami Zayn versus KO. I have seen it 1,000 times. I don't want to see it again. So yeah, Dean Ambrose got the win after the match. KO got co-breaker by Jericho, and that was the end of Raw. Raw, in my opinion, was boring show. In my opinion, I didn't care for it. I like some of the picks that Raw got tonight, but it's a very big hole in SmackDown Live, and I hope that SmackDown can capitalize tomorrow on some picks. Some picks I really want for SmackDown tomorrow is basically, I only thought of it like when I was watching Raw, and the picks that SmackDown really need to pick up from Raw tomorrow are Roman Reigns or Braun Strowman. I think one of those two guys are going over to SmackDown, because, in my opinion, they've done everything they can do on Raw, and I think that them on SmackDown they can really have some different feuds with some different people. Like, I don't know, Nakamura. They could do a lot of different things. I think that SmackDown does a lot of better opportunities for them over there, especially with Braun Strowman. I think that his stock since before WrestleMania has really gone down. I mean, before WrestleMania, we was talking about how Braun Strowman was going to have a featured match at WrestleMania. He gets to that, to not even having a win at WrestleMania. So I think Braun Strowman really needs this win over to really needs this SmackDown. And really, they need to keep AJ Styles over there. AJ Styles is like their MVP. He's the MVP of the WWE. Let's say that in general, because you know what? AJ Styles was the breakout star of 2016. No doubt about it. And SmackDown Live has been like super entertaining with AJ Styles, because, you know, AJ Styles is just fucking awesome. You know, he could wrestle a sock and I will be still entertained. He's that damn good. And then, you know, maybe for the women, I would probably have Peyton Royce or Billy Kay. I really love those two guys, those two women on NXT. I think they're kicking ass, but I don't see them beating Oscar anytime soon. So why not? I know that you've lost two heels and Mickey James and Alexa Bliss tonight to Raw. Why do you not have Peyton Royce and Billy Kay debut from NXT and solidify themselves as top heels of SmackDown Live? They kind of remind me of LA Cool from 2010, a bit, in my opinion. I mean, I like them. I like them as heels. I watched like a ton of their matches. I think I mean, they're pretty entertaining heels. Just in my opinion, SmackDown really needs more tag teams, more mid carders. Like they could help guys like Rusev and Cesaro. Well, not Cesaro and Sheamus because they don't tell much, but guys like Rusev really needs to help. Sami Zayn. I know that KO's gonna go with this. So maybe I will keep Sami Zayn on Raw because I don't want to see Sami Zayn and KO again. So that's kind of just my picks. And really, I would have somebody like Roman Reigns, Braun Strowman go over there, or Jericho and really have over there on SmackDown. So that is it, guys, for my WWE Raw review. Guys, I don't know how long the stream has gone, but after that, guys, I'm gonna check later.